10 years strong. I mean, so it's a blessing to see,
Absolutely. So I'm really proud. Have you guys been able to duplicate the program? Have you been able to go outside of the city and teach that groundwork or that foundation to other cities, so our youth in other cities can also learn and be able to open their eyes and see clearly?
Not yet. I mean, we're kind of in that process. I mean, we want to make sure that Pittsburgh was kind of solidified first. I mean, there's still some things that we want to do in Pittsburgh. We're in the process of getting our own building and different things like that. And so we felt like first, let's make sure that we have a foundation in Pittsburgh where the organization will continue to run before we began to go to the different cities. But when I was in Boston, we talked to folks in Boston about it, and so I think we're getting close to that point. Where we're going to begin to take this on the road. Of course, me myself as an artist, I've been to different cities, kind of talking about what we do in Pittsburgh, but probably very soon, we're going to start kind of taking that idea, that concept to different cities. So hopefully, we'll be up in Massachusetts pretty soon.
Absolutely. Can't wait for that. And I'd like to give a big shout out to Jamal Crawford, because from what I understand, it was Mr. Jamal Crawford that brought you here last time you were here, and it was an amazing event. I'm sad that I wasn't there in attendance, but hopefully we'll be able to bring you back, and I'd like to see for myself what the program looks like.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Jamal is like, one of my early, mentors and a brother I've looked up to for a minute. We actually had a group for like maybe about 30 seconds to 5 minutes, back in the day. But yeah, that's a good brother and somebody who I respect, and always, whenever I'm up that way, I always try to holler at.
So you are an artist first and foremost, or are you an advocate first and foremost?
I always say I would say I'm an activist / artist. I mean, for me, like my art kind of reflects the activism that I do. You know what I'm saying? And my art came out of activism. I mean, when we started One Hood 10 years ago, I wasn't rapping. I had actually stopped rapping because so many people had told me, like, nobody wanted to hear music with a message. Nobody wanted to hear conscious rap, that's not going to sell. And so I kind of said, all right, well, I'm going to just go ahead and, kind of work in our community and, work with these youth in our community. And so it was out of the activism that I was doing that I ended up, doing a song around the Gina 6, for those that remember the Gina 6, and putting it on my MySpace page for those that remember MySpace, you know what I mean? And then that led to me, becoming an artist that kind of speaks on the things that I do. And so for me, I feel like I'm an activist first, and then my art comes out of the activism that I do.
What advice would you give to these young people that are out here that are making music? Because rap is the number one employment or number one job in all of our youth. What are you? I'm an artist. What would you say to the artists that feel as if they have to sell out, that feel like they can't just rap, they can't be a Common, they can't be a Nas, they have to be a Waka Flocka, they have to be a 2 Chainz? What would you say to these young people that really do have a message within them, but they feel as if they can't be their truest self on, I was going to say on vinyl, but we don't even do that anymore. I feel old.
Digital right now, you know what I mean? But no, I would tell them, I would say, like, if you look at where, not even music, but where our community is going right now, I mean, our community is really, we woke right now, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I would argue, like, I haven't seen a consciousness in young people, like, I mean, in my lifetime, you know what I'm saying? I have not seen young people as awake as they are right now. And I mean, even if you look at, what hip-hop artists are really big right now, I mean, you're looking at Kendrick, you're looking at J. Cole, you're looking at Chance the Rapper, I mean, you're looking at artists that are really, like, having something to say, even on the underground, you know what I'm saying? You got, my sister Shy Rock in Atlanta who just signed with Rap Stairs. You got my brother Kadir Latif who just signed with Rough Riders, you know what I'm saying, out of Buffalo. You got, Rhapsody, our sister Rhapsody, who just signed with Rock Nation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people that are saying something and have, you know, a message in their music are actually doing really well. My brother Tempo, out of St. Louis, you know what I'm saying, doing things really big. And so, I mean, and myself, you know what I'm saying, I've been a full-time hip-hop artist since 2010, you know what I'm saying? I mean, this is how I make my living. I go all over the country, you know, I go overseas delivering a message. I mean, look at my big brother, DavidBanner. I mean, he's going all over the country. He's not even rapping, you know what I'm saying? He's going to the country with the God Box Collection Series as he's preparing to release the God Box. You know, he came through Pittsburgh. I know he was up in Boston.
That was an awesome, Jasiri, that was an awesome event. I have to tell you that I did that. I have to claim it. And it was so beautiful. And his power and his voice. And, you know, even when he speaks, he still raps. So even though he's not on tour rapping, even when he's still an artist at heart, so it just flows out perfectly, just like you yourself. Like, do you mind if I play this new Nat Turner? Because I really feel like, what is your favorite song out of the ones that I do have? What is your favorite song?
That's probably one of my favorite, just because it you know, I wrote it in a place where I kind of had, if you listen to it, I had stuff to get off of my chest, and you know, it was actually a response to the song, Kanye song, New Slaves. So it was actually kind of like a direct response to that. So I felt like I had some stuff to get off my chest. So it's probably one of my favorite songs. And when I dropped the album Black Liberation Theology, it was a song that people really liked.
So for those that are just now tuning in, Big City 101.3 FM, Waking Up with Tayla Andre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. We're currently on the line with Jasiri X. I'm going to play that new Nat Turner's. I love it. We played it this Rising. I'm going to continue to play it. Jasiri X. Give us a moment. We'll be right back.
I ain't scared. Most white folks love you when you're scared. There's only two kind of black people in America today. You're either running free or you're running scared. How you running?
I'm tired of black murders. They the new slaves, we the new Nat Turners. No bodyguards, no entourage. We don't send kings to in the Amistad from the Clyde. We need to fast like Ramadan. The industry's a bunch of fake heroes like Comic-Con. I had that mask, you Robert Downey Jr. My Chico's got a 2 million bounty on the future. My tools locked in San Bernardino County as a shooter. You can go along, get along, how we all do it. I'm a and for my true scars, you gon' need a mother of a suture. Don't let these Steven ass to get recruited, cause when Miss Short Daddy is tired, he gon' meet ya. And I ain't Django either. I ain't waiting for no white man to come and give me my freedom. I won't join them out, beat them, leave them rockin' in the hot sun. Rock 'em with the shotgun, shot I'm the top one. Tell the Cobra to box them, eulogize and drop them. If the choice is freedom or death, then what's the option? Oh, y'all them RG3s against smiling at the camera, them happy that y'all can please against Uncle Rock will find workers of Marine. Against deep like the mind of Farrakhan, I'm on my team. That's why I never believed against oh, you got the Instagrams, how come we never see pictures? They claim God but never read scripture, so we worship fame because of celebrities richer. So Jesus becomes Jesus. Then I guess Kim Kardashian is Mary Magdalene. And all her sins are cleansed through the camera lens. But then again, maybe I'm just rambling. I know these industry CEOs and let me battle them. So Jimmy Ivy, the crime scene with his sentence, Reverend, tell him Chinese. And when I hear sirens, disconnect his neck from his spine clean. The difference my spitting is the equivalent of using your high beams. All I want is you and your mind free. The time needs way more than a nice beat in the rhyme scheme. Cause all that y'all talking don't fertilize seeds. I heard it takes 2 chains to make a slave. One on your physical frame and one on your brain. And once they got your mental enslaved, it runs like a train. So what are you really saying when you claim you're stuck in the game? See, they create corporations because they never wanted fame. So that you see it, then that's underpaid. Damn, just another slave. I'm shot, that's a mean. I swing them up and play.
Hey. Big City 101.3 FM. Waking up with Tayla Andre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. Jasiri X. You wanna talk about that a little bit, because that's some heavy stuff in there.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of it's funny. It started like I kind of like after hearing the song New Slaves by Kanye, I kind of had this response, and so I kind of
Give my
went
uncle
on
hugs
Twitter
and
and I
kisses.
put
I love you so
the
much.
first line out there. I said, if I said I'm tired of black murders, they the new slaves need to do that Turners, and it got such a response that I said, oh, well, I'm gonna just follow this up and kind of write this song, and it was kind of my way of saying, like, if you're going to identify, like, okay, well, we're slaves, well, then I would think the next step that you would want to do is then become free. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't think you would want to stay a slave or stay connected to these corporations if you're saying that this is what we're enslaved to, you know what I'm saying? Or, like, go get another slave master, you know what I mean? So my thing was kind of like this idea that, and there's also me as an independent hip-hop artist saying that I'm comfortable being independent, that I had no desire to sign to any major label or, any type of corporation. I'm comfortable with my independence. I can say what I want to say. I can talk about the topics that I want to talk about. So it was also kind of me declaring my independence. You know what I'm saying? And I was speaking. So yeah.
Did you ever have a desire to be assigned to a label, or are you just now becoming comfortable? You said 2010 is when you became full-blown, full-time artist. Was there a time when you were like, man, why am I not getting these deals? Why can't I be signed to a label? Or have you always been comfortable, but I'm gonna make this money myself. I'm gonna back myself, and if I want to say what I want to say, I gotta be on my own.
Well, I mean, when I first came out the gate, when I did the song Freddie Gina 6, and it was played all over the country, there was that moment where labels had approached me, and I was thinking about kind of like signing to a label, and in this kind of like decision making process, I actually went to Atlanta, and was in Atlanta, and Minister Farrakhan spoke to like all of these hip hop artists that were in Atlanta this weekend. Was like some type of BET thing happening, and so it was a lot of artists, and so we were at Diddy's restaurant in Atlanta, and he just began talking about how like a lot of times as artists, like you get the fame, like you have to make a choice, like do you want to be famous or do you want to have like money? Because a lot of times like into a major label means you'll have fame, but it also means you give up a lot of money. You give up control of your masters, you give up ownership sometimes in the publishing of the music. You're only getting a small percentage off of every sale. So he kind of was saying like, as artists moving forward, we should really begin to look at having total control of the music that we produce and make. And so after hearing that, although I knew it would be more difficult, instead of signing, to a label at that time, I put out an album, myself called I Got That X, and it did very well, independently. And so from that moment on, I kind of was more comfortable doing things. Now I had put an album out in 2012 with an independent label based in Canada called Wandering Works, but that's as close to I've come to like I guess you would say signing with a label. So at this point now, if you sign with a major label, you pretty much have to sign what they call a 360 record deal, which means like not only is the record label getting a piece of your music, but now if you do a commercial, they want some of that. If you go on tour.
Hold on, what? They want everything.
They feel like if they make you a star, quote unquote, that everything that they deserve a piece of everything that comes out of that.
Get the fuck out of here.
They want a piece of that. You do a commercial, they want a piece of that. Now you just had, you had these different artists signing exclusive streaming deals. Whether it's through Tidal or whether it's through Apple Music. You just had Universal Music Group saying that they will not allow any of its artists to sign any more exclusive streaming deals. And so this is what happens. It's like you are kind of like on a plantation in a sense. I mean, they kind of like own the stuff you create and the stuff that you put out. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why to me, the best decision I made as an artist was, you know, following the guidance of Minister Farrakhan and saying, like, I'm going to stay independent. And it's like now, you know, I'm able to, you know, when I go out and, you know, I book my own shows, you know what I'm saying? I put out the music, you know, the album that I just released, which I dropped Black Friday of last year called Black Liberation Theology. I put that out myself and people bought it, you know, people supported it. And I didn't have to share that with anybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, that all came to me, you know, when I go and do colleges or lectures or whatever. I don't got to share that to anybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's for me. So I'm blessed, you know what I'm saying, that I made that decision. And then I can go and do whatever I want or talk about whatever I want and not worry about somebody saying, like, oh, we're not going to put this song out because it's too controversial.
Lot of mercy. So I want to ask so many questions. First and foremost, being around the minister, how was that energy? And please, because, you know, he comes to Boston all the time. I feel like this is his hub. And I want to know, because you were in close proximity with him, how did that feel? How was that to you as who he is as an elder? How does that affect you as a Black man?
I mean, it's you know, I'm always amazed, you know, when I get a chance to, you know, spend some time with him or sit with the minister, talk with the minister. You know, particularly, you know, I was able to be there around the, you know, when we were, organizing 10-10-15, you know, 20th anniversary of the Million Man March, you know, and I was able to, you know, go on some of the different lectures with Minister Farrakhan and kind of begin to help with that organization. So it's beautiful. I mean, you know, I think people who have never met him or, you know, actually like listen to him themselves, you know, kind of have this view of him. You know, the media, they always show him as like real, like, you know, and I mean, you know, he's fiery, you know, definitely. He's a warrior for our people, but I mean, he's one of the most loving people that I've ever met. I mean, just such a loving person and such a person that you know, has the spirit of love and support for our community. You know, one of the stories I tell, I was actually with Minister Farrakhan when he went to speak to a group of hip hop artists in Atlanta. This was leading up to 10-10-15, and so we're at Tree Sound Studio in Atlanta. And, you know, 2 Chainz is there, and, you know what I mean, like, Big Crit, you know, like, all these, you know, hip-hop artists from Atlanta are there, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, and the minister's, you know, sharing the message, and he's talking to them. And what was the funniest is, like, if you had asked me, like, who's the last rapper that I thought would have walked through that door, I would have said Young Thug. But, like, Young Thug actually came.
Hold on, the Young Thug, the one who just put on a dress that looked like Mary Poppins, Young Thug.
Young Thug came and I was like, because there was so many people there, I was like standing up, so I'm like looking at the crowd. So Young Thug comes in, and in my mind, I'm like, yo, this is wild, because you know he had said all this stuff about Ferguson, and I'm like, you know, and he was listening. And then he was like, you know, when the minister was done speaking, he like approached Minister Farrakhan, like asking a question. And I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think, you know, so I was surprised. But at the same time, like, you know, the minister embraced him like he embraced me. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, not, you know, I mean, it's not like I'm thinking the minister's playing Young Thug, but he's looking at a young brother that, you know, is looking for guidance, is looking for direction, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's like his spirit, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, you know, he met with Migos, Swipes Down, like all these people, you know, that we kind of look at, you know what I'm saying? I think it's because of how, you know, not only, you know what I'm saying, you know, how powerful a person he is, but how loving a person. I mean, he embraces our young people. He doesn't judge them, but he does give them, you know, guidance and direction. He was talking about the music industry. He was talking about being independent. He was talking about, you know, speaking words of power into our youth, you know what I'm saying? So now, whether those artists decide to do that, that's on them, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, then, like, after, I guess, Young Thug couldn't make it to the Million Man March, he, like, put out, like, he apologized to Mr. Farrakhan. So it's just real interesting to see. But, I mean, it's always a blessing for me to be in his presence. And, like, I feel like to have an elder like Minister Farrakhan, you know, my other elder is Harry Belafonte, to be able to have elders like this, like, it puts like, I can't, this is why I can't come out and just say whatever or put out music that's like, you know what I'm saying, a detriment to my community, because I got elders like Minister Farrakhan and Harry Belafonte that I got to answer to. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for me, you know, not only is it to be able to have, you know, an elder that I can get guidance and direction from, but it also kind of makes me focus on, you know, putting out the type of music that I put out, because we got a mission and a job, and we got to wake our people up. We're at war right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're dealing with several injustices, you know what I'm saying, you know, all over the country, and we're not getting the justice we deserve. And so it's like we got to begin to organize. We also got to, you know, put out, you know, music that really resonates with our community and what's happening right now.
That was a mouthful. I wish I could have typed that fast enough. I was trying to tweet it, but I didn't catch it out, so I'm going to have to go back to the replay. Harry Belafonte, oh my gosh, how was that energy? How was that exchange? And, you know, as far as, I would like for you to speak on Harry Belafonte being one of your elders, being one of your mentors, and then I'd like for you to touch on the hip-hop today and the music today. And one of the things you said about Young Thug was the fact that he walked up to the minister, and the minister embraced him like he was, you know, one of the conscious rappers. Like, he didn't downplay him. He didn't, you know, anything negative towards him, you know, pull up your pants, stop wearing dresses, you know, none of that, and just accepted him for who he was and just gave him the truth, and whether or not what he does with it. How do you feel personally about a lot of these artists today? And are they lost? Are they, you know, is there a secret society in hip hop? Like, what's really going on with our music, and why is this nonsense on repeat over and over again when we have so many amazing artists out here speaking truth?
Well, I'll start with, like, you know, Mr. Belafonte. Like, so I met, you know, Mr. Belafonte 10 years ago. He started an organization called the Gathering for Justice. I'm really going on 11 years. And, like, the idea for this organization, the Gathering for Justice, was like that he wanted to make sure that, like, our generation of activists were connected to the folks in the civil rights movement, and, you know, like, learned, like, you know, the things that they did wrong, the things that they did right. You know, I had no connection to anybody in, you know, besides my mom. Like, who did I have connected with from, like, the civil rights generation that was able to, like, give us, like, you know, some jewels, you know what I'm saying? And so when we first met Mr. Belafonte, the first thing he did was he apologized to us as young people. And he basically said, like, our generation dropped the ball. Like, we didn't specifically pass the baton on to your generation. We didn't specifically, like, gather you all up and say, like, this is what we did wrong, this is what we did right. And so it was a really powerful experience to have somebody that you're looking up to, saying, like, you know, this is a, you know, you know, famous artist activist, and he's apologizing, like, humbling himself to us. And then he began to connect us with folks like, you know, Diane Nash and folks from SNCC,
wow,
and, you know what I'm saying, these other different organizations to kind of give us the guidance and tools that we might need going forward as activists, you know what I'm saying? And so it's dope to be in his presence because, you know, his elder is Paul Robeson. And, you know, every time, you know, I'm around Mr. Belafonte, he always talks about, you know, something Paul Robeson said, which was artists are the gatekeepers of truth. That as artists, like, we have a responsibility to speak truth, you know, to our community and to our people, you know what I'm saying? And so being an artist, like, hearing that, you know, like I said, that gives me a very, you know, it gives me something to aspire to. And so, you know, Mr. Belafonte is doing the Social Justice Music and Arts Festival this year. And so it's happening in Atlanta. It's called the Many Rivers to Cross Festival. It's October 1st and 2nd. And so, you know, along with myself, you know, I'm blessed to be there. You know, T.I. and Common are going to be there. You know, from Santana, Carlos Santana and Public Enemy is going to be there. Chris Rock and Jesse Williams is going to be there. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a real powerful gathering. So I don't know if, you know, folks in Boston like want to travel, you know what I'm saying? But that'll be October 1st and 2nd in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? It's called the Many Rivers Across Festival. So definitely shout out to Mr. Bellafani, who at 89 is still, you know what I'm saying, like at the forefront of like artists and activism, you know what I'm saying? Still, giving individuals like myself an opportunity to share the type of music that I make. You know what I'm saying? As far as like where rap is today, I kind of look at it and say like it's the best of times and the worst of times in a sense. I mean, I think like what's great about where we're at right now is that like you don't need a middleman to like connect with your audience. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't need to like sign a record deal to get like radio play. Like I mean, people are like more people are or less people are listening to like mainstream radio anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can connect directly to my fans through social media. I can build my fan base. I can put out what I want to put out. I have the capability to do whatever videos I want because if you got a phone, you can really make a video on your phone right now. You know what I'm saying? Like your phone and your computer gives you the ability to kind of do whatever you want as far as music. And so what it does is like, it enables an artist like myself to kind of like come out, with a brand and speak truth and build, but it also like enables anybody to rap like now. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody can rap. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and everybody does rap.
Right, because it used to be a time where you had to like go through like a process where like the hood had to say you were good. First the hood like had to be like, that's our rapper that represents our hood. And then you went through that, like then you battled other people and then you got a record deal and then like, you had to go through like an A&R, you had to be polished and all this. Like that's gone now. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to like perform live and do all of these shows. Like you had to earn your ability to like be in front of the people at one point in time. Now you don't. Now anybody can do anything. So to me, when I see like kind of like what Young Thug did, I look at it as like, okay, here's Young Thug. He knows there's like a million rappers out. He knows like it's all of these things happening. So he understands like if he put, and I don't know if this is how he's thinking or not. This is my assumption. Like if I put a dress on, it's going to cut through that noise. You know what I'm saying? That like he put a dress on, he put that cover out, that everybody is going to be like, what's this dude doing? Everybody's going to be talking about it. And then, of course, that's going to, you might listen to it. I actually went and listened to the album. You know what I'm saying? Like I went, it was like, let me hear what this dude got to say. What's this dude talking about? You know what I'm saying? So it kind of worked in that sense. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it as like more so like a marketing thing. Like maybe that's not, I don't know the brother. So maybe, that's a type of fashion that he likes. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I think that part of it, like when you start to get into like, for me personally, like I like music that I can understand. It's just me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not dissing nobody. Like I like to understand what you're saying. Like if I can't make out the words that's coming out your mouth, I can't really enjoy it. You know what I'm saying?
What the hell are you saying?
That's what I'm saying. So I'll stick to like J. Cole and like Joey Badass and like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll stick to them folks. You know what I'm saying? Or, artists like Rebel Diaz where they're like, making music that like, affects me personally. I've been working with a rapper named Rhymefest. I don't know, for those that are familiar with my brother Rhymefest, he's mostly known as a writer. He co-wrote Jesus Walk. He won a Grammy for that. He co-wrote Glory, won a Grammy and an Oscar for Glory. And so we formed a group called Kill Switch. So we have an album that we're about to drop very soon called War on Us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just kind of like, look at what other artists are doing, and it's like, or like the XXL Freshman, and kind of like, I'm not really impressed. I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like I'm, every year since I've been, an independent and full-time artist, I've done better each year. So I'm going to just continue, kind of doing my thing, and like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll see Young Thug, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't have no hatred for the brother. But at the same time, I feel like more people are interested in now, like, these issues, more than ever, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to keep speaking to the issues that directly affect us, you know what I'm saying? When I see, like, the BET Awards, and the biggest thing that comes out of the BET Awards is Jesse Williams' speech, like, I'm like, wait a second, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we've made a shift, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, football season started, but we all talk about Colin Kaepernick because of what he did, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we kind of shifted as a community. And like we're more interested in like talking about real issues. I mean, we saw with the death of Alton Sterling, the death of Philando Castillo. You saw rallies happening all over the country. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's changed. And so I'm going to be an artist that continues to speak to these issues that directly affect my people. And I'll let the little whatevers do what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, absolutely. You got to do nothing but respect that. For those that are just now tuning in, Big City 101.3 FM, Waking Up with Tayla Andre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. I'm very honored for this conversation. We are currently on the line with Jasiri X. What I would like to do really quickly is to play Black Girls Rock, because that... I don't know if you were watching the Olympics. I really didn't, because I was so mad at the fact that what was going on with Rio. Like, everybody's focused on the Olympics, but nobody wants to talk about the amount of people that were displaced. The fact that over 100 million gallons went into a pool when there's people in Brazil that don't even have access to clean water. And then some idiot put bleach in the pool water, so they had to drain out 100 million gallons and refill it. That was 200 million. Like, these are the things that I'm focused on, and everyone's like, oh, you didn't see the medals that we won? But one of the things that I did see was one of our babies being adorned with her gold medal, and she said, Black Girls Rock. And the woman who adorned her with the medal said, all day. And that was so uplifting, and it was like somebody's mic was on, but it wasn't supposed to be on, and we got to hear the reels, and I was really feeling that. And so when I heard your song Black Girls Rock, I was like, we really are putting on though. Like we're really here.
You could argue it was like the Black Women's Olympics, you know what I'm saying? I mean, for real, you know what I'm saying? And but also, I made it more so for the movement, you know what I'm saying? Like what I tried to do with this album, Black Liberation Theology, was like make a soundtrack for the movement. And so for me, being able to go all over the country and see, what's happening in different places. I mean, everywhere I went, it was really Black women at the forefront, whether it was Ferguson, Baltimore, you know what I'm saying? The Bay Area, wherever I went, you know what I'm saying? It was young Black women, at the forefront of the organizing and pushing this movement forward, you know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to create a song to really like honor that, you know what I'm saying? To say like, we respect, love, and appreciate you all, because a lot of times it's, young Black men being a victim, you know what I'm saying? But it's Black women being the ones that kind of are at the forefront of the organizing. So I just wanted to, to honor that and say and respect that, and create something that, uplifts, what I'm saying, Black women.
Absolutely. Thank you. So could you do me a favor and introduce this song? And in introducing the song, can you also let us know where we can buy the album, how we can listen online, or how we can go ahead and download it? Some of us are old school. How can we buy the CD?
Absolutely. JasiriX.com is my website. Is JASIRIX. JasiriX.com. So you can go there. You can actually order, a physical CD, or if you like, mainly listen to stuff online. I'm on SoundCloud, which is, SoundCloud/JasiriX. I'm on Bandcamp, which is JasiriX.bandcamp.com. For those that know Bandcamp, you know what I'm saying? And you can, download it on Bandcamp for free, or you can, make a donation, you know what I'm saying, if you want to support the music. So this is off of my album, Black Liberation Theology. This is produced by a brother named Black Seas. This is Black Girls Rock.
The fight for the liberation of women must be embraced by men as well. The battle for women's liberation is especially critical with respect to the effort to build an effective Black liberation movement.
Watch that Black girl rock, that Black girl rock. Man, the whole world want what that Black girl got. She the best, look at that Black girl walk. Daughter of the
get it from Everything Is Real Barbershop. For those that are on YouTube, somebody on Facebook asked me about the shirts. Shout out to 617. But you can get it from Everything Is Real Barbershop, located in Roxbury, directly next to the fire station. I believe I paid $25 or $30 for it. The other one that I have, I wore yesterday, the Roxbury Against Gentrification. Like, I'm more conscious of the things that I wear because people look at you. People pay attention to what you wear. And I was reading A Black Woman's Guide to Understanding the Black Man. And one of the things that was discussed was the fact that so many of us are putting on labels because we don't have a label ourselves. We don't know who we are. Like when you are you stay true to you. Like, look at the Muslims. The Muslims wear what they wear. They don't care about how you feel about them. They don't care if you like it or not. They wear what they wear because that is what they feel comfortable in. They know who they are. That is their religion. That is them. You know, when you take a look at those that wear African kente cloth and those that wear, you know, African prints, they're so prideful of who they are. They want to wear who they are on them. But we here in America, we have no concept of who we are. And so we're always seeking and searching and trying to find ourselves through the things that we put on ourselves and the things we wear. And so I'm being more conscious in what I wear as far as clothing. You guys know, well, if you don't know, I'm not a big label whore. Like, I don't have name brand in my closet. My kids don't have name brand in the closet. And it's not because, oh, Tayla, you're just cheap. Or it's the fact that, like, my son doesn't need to wear polo. My son doesn't need to wear Jordans. He doesn't, like, he would like for me to buy him Jordans, but then I educate them. And I say, like, I have them sit down and watch a documentary about where did these clothes come from? Who made these clothes? Who, you know, who's getting paid for these clothes? How much does it cost? And how much did the person who make it get paid? Like, and Anari's conscious of that. These are the things that we have to teach our children. You didn't even get to hear the song, so I'm sorry. I'm going on rants and tangents and stuff. But you can get the shirt from Everything Is Real Barbershop. Black girls rock, we certainly do. I love the fact that Jasiri X just said the Olympics was like the Black Girls Olympics, because we really did. We put on and it wasn't just the United States of America. Like, Black girls all over the world won gold medals, and it really was the Black Girls Olympics.
Absolutely. I mean, right. You say like sisters in swimming. I mean, it was, you know, sports that sister won the shot put. It was just like, you know, sports that we wouldn't normally be winning. You know what I'm saying? It was like
not even winning, Jasiri. Not even playing. Like, we don't even play. What is shot put? We didn't even know what that was until she won.
Sister had the job in the fencing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So it was like really interesting to see. You know what I'm saying? But then it also, you know, kind of goes back to like this idea that like, you know, it's cool like when we're winning sports for y'all, and you know what I'm saying? Like, we're doing all of that. You know what I mean? We throwing the ball is cool, but like then the minute you have like a political ideology, now all of a sudden you're the enemy. You know what I'm saying? So it was interesting to kind of see that, and then see, you know, what Colin Kaepernick did, and then all of a sudden everybody's up in arms. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about we have all these freedoms, and then somebody exercises their freedom, now you mad. So, you know, it is kind of funny to just see that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. One of the things that people were asking about, like, can you give us how we can get in contact with you again? Can you give us, you know, how can we get this CD again?
Absolutely. You know, JasiriX.com is the best way, which is JasiriX.com. You know, I'm heavy on, you know, social media, particularly like Twitter, Instagram. So Twitter, /Jasiri_X, Instagram, Jasiri_X, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got a Bandcamp page, which is JasiriX.band, BandCamp.com, where you can like download the album. You can either download it for free, or if you would like to, you know, pay something for it, you have the ability to do that. You know what I'm saying? So,
yes, please buy that CD. Please support. Please support.
Absolutely. I always tell people, like, if we want to see a change in the music, like a lot of people look at hip hop and be like, man, you know, we want to see a change in hip hop. Well, support the artists that are creating music that speaks to what's really happening for our people. Like, go, like, you can pre-order, you know, DavidBanner's album, Godbox, like right now, like, go on iTunes right now and like pre-order the album. Like, so, like, if we see a brother like this going all over the country, you know, really uplifting people, like, support that man, you know what I'm saying? Support Rock, you know what I'm saying? Support Tayla Andre for a tempo or Rhapsody, like, support these artists that are really doing things in our community to help move our people forward, you know?
Can you do me a favor really quickly? Can you spell Kadir Latif's name? Hold on. Kadir Latif. I met him with brother, Lord have mercy, I can see his Fight the Power. No, not Fight the Power. Oh, Lord have mercy. No, Professor Griff. That's Professor Griff's dude, right?
Real big. He's about 6'8", 300 pounds.
That's my boo. That's my baby. He is such a sweetheart. That's a teddy bear right there.
But he's, you know, one of the best MCs on the planet.
Yes. Yes.
Artist, you know what I'm saying? So to see, you know, him kind of really, you know, bringing a label like Rough Riders back into the forefront, man. Like, I'm proud of this brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of what I'm seeing, like, you know, artists, you know, these artists doing, you know what I'm saying, like, that I'm fans of. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of Rock. So to see her sign with Rhapsody, I'm a fan of Rhapsody. So to see her go to Rock Nation, that's like I feel like I won. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a win for me. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so yeah, I definitely, like I said, so that's my thing, like, support these artists. And then I mean we saying, like, Beyonce got all the mothers of the movement with her at the VMA. You know what I'm saying? So, like, Beyonce is now, you know, dropping social conscious music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, come on, man. Like, I mean, when you see the biggest artists on the planet doing things like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's a signal for you, particularly as a younger artist. Like, this thing is shifted right now. We're moving into a different direction. And I think if you want to do kind of that same old rap, you know what I'm saying? Like, you still talking about, like, committing violence on your own people. Like, we off that, bro. Like, we off that. You know, we on justice for our people now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We on protecting our people now. We on something totally different. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I would just encourage artists, like, get on this wave before you look around and you ain't got no career, because you're still talking about these same old topics that ain't nobody dealing with no more. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And really quickly, T.I. just came out with a song, We Will Not. And, you know, I've been playing that recently. Like, you know, this isn't your grandma's revolution music. Like, it's a whole nother era. And not just T.I., but DJ Khaled just came out with a song as well. And it was just like, it feels like revolution time right now.
I got kids, they all sitting there, they all got suits on. Like, yeah, I mean, and you know, like I said, T.I.'s been really, you know, going around the country helping Mr. Belafonte with this festival that's coming to Atlanta. He's at the rallies, you know what I'm saying? Like, T.I.'s not just making music, T.I.'s at the rallies, like, with the people, you know what I'm saying? And, like, these are the type of artists that we looking for today, man. We checking for those type of artists, man. If you somebody that's still, like, on this other stuff, but you feel like you ain't got time for justice for people, like, we ain't got time to buy your album, we ain't got time to buy your music, man. You better get on. This is what we on, man. We on freedom, justice, and equality today, you know what I'm saying? Also, too, you know, want to shout out my brother Mark Muhammad, man, and, you know, Muhammad Moss, number 11 in Boston, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to them, because they held me down last time I was in Boston as well, you know what I'm saying? So, shout out to them as well.
So we are huge supporters here at Wake Up with TaylaAndre with Moss number 11. We absolutely love Minister Don and all that are under him. Brother Randy, we love you. And all of the Nation of Islam, the Fruits of Islam. So
for a lot of cities, and like, not, I mean, just like, they just showed me so much love in, like, Boston, you know what I'm saying? When I came to Boston, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, the people showed me a lot of love. I mean, I was actually up there to speak at Harvard, but, you know, I had to come to the hood, so I was, you know, in the Barry, you know what I'm saying, with my brother Jamal and the people. And I mean, I just got so much love for the community, and so I just wanted to. So I'm looking forward to coming back hopefully soon. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to you, man, and all the great work that you're doing, and not only in the airways but in the community. You know what I'm saying? Like doing things that's raising the consciousness of our community and our people. So definitely shout out to you as well.
Thank you so much. That means millions coming from you. Talking about raising consciousness in the community and education, you have an honorary doctorate. Please tell me what that means and help the listeners understand how huge that is.
I mean, it was a shock, you know, and this was, I also was from the Chicago Theological Seminary. So that was also kind of surprising, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Muslim, you know. I always tell people, like, you know, Jasiri X, yeah, I mean, it's not like that's my name, you know what I'm saying? Like my ex, I went through the process of getting my ex, like the same process Malcolm went through to get his ex, you know what I'm saying? And so it was definitely a surprise. And then I had to give like the commencement address, which was like kind of nerve-wracking, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to mess up nobody's graduation. But it ended up going well. But I mean, to be honored, you know, by the Chicago Theological Seminary to get an honorary doctorate, you know, not just for the music that I make, but also the work that I do in my community. And I think that's why, like, I feel like I always tell like artists today, I feel like it's not enough to be a conscious rapper. This is my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I mean, the issues in our community are too great right now. It's not enough for me just to make a rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I live in Pittsburgh. A lot of people don't know Pittsburgh has the poorest inner city Black community in the country. Poorer than Detroit, poorer than Cleveland. Pittsburgh is #1 in poverty. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what success that I have outside of the city, I come back to a city where the Black people are the poorest in the country. And so I have a responsibility to do something in my community where I live. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm duty bound and obligated. So I can't just rap about it and then be like, oh, I made this rap. Like, no, I have to be active in my community. I have to be providing opportunity for the young people in my community. And because of that work, you know what I'm saying? That's, you know, why I was honored with that, you know, such a high honor. And it's humbling, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel like I have to do more, and I have to really show, like, you know, that, I have to live up to these, you know, great ideals and high, you know, honors that I've been receiving, you know what I'm saying?
Peace and blessings, my love. Peace and blessings. I thank you for all that you do. I appreciate all that you've done and all you continue to do in educating our youth and educating our people. And we will continue playing your music. We will continue speaking your truth and making sure that people know who you are. You know, those that didn't know you before, now you know. There are no excuses. When you know better, you do better. And when you have artists out here that have great music and you're still playing nonsense and having your children watch videos and you're giving this to their ear gates and to their eye gates, and you just have to be more mindful of what you're investing into your children when it comes to the music that you listen to. So if you could.
Yeah, just first of all, I always tell people, like, I go to different cities, and so if I go to a different city and I want something to eat, well, I know McDonald's is there, and I know it's terrible. You know what I'm saying? I know it's not good for me. So if I want to find out, like, what's a good restaurant in Boston, I either got to go and do some computer research, or I got to ask somebody that lives there. You know what I'm saying? And so it's the same with socially conscious music. It's out there. It's good. It's a lot of great artists I didn't even name. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just doing that research or asking somebody that's like, you know, listen to this show right here. You know what I'm saying? And you'll get down with some folks that you can listen to and share their music.
Absolutely. So aside from Kadir Latif, could you please give us a few other artists that are not mainstream, that are completely underground, that we can start listening to, that we can start supporting, and you know, really switching up our playlist? Because we're in the process of switching up our beauty products. We're in the process of switching up the clothes that we wear, the shoes that we wear. So I would like for us to also cultivate ourselves musically and switch up our playlist.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely, like I said, you know, I shout out Ty Rock, you know what I'm saying, who's from DC, but out of, you know, based in Atlanta right now. That's SA-ROC. You know what I'm saying? And amazing. You know, a lot of people, you know, say like, oh, where the women at? I mean, they're there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, you know, they remain underground because of the type of stuff that they rapping about. So definitely Side Rock and also, Rhapsody. You know what I'm saying? Those are two artists that I recommend. My brother Tef Poe, who's not only a hip hop artist, out of St. Louis, who I met in Ferguson. You know what I'm saying? I met Tef Poe when I went down to Ferguson. He on the front line. That's TEFPOE. You know what I'm saying? But he's also a writer. You know what I'm saying? He's somebody that's active in his community. I would check him out as well. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you so much for that. We're gonna go ahead and close. Is there a particular song you'd like for us to play?
Song called No Apology, with a brother named Bobby Ross Avila. It was just a song that really resonated with folks, you know what I'm saying? So if you have No Apology, that would be dope. Yeah.
We do have it. We will play it. Jasiri X, I want to say that I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for waking up with Tayla Andre. I know for artists, 6 a.m. is nothing to play with because you just went to sleep at 4. So I thank you for your time. I can't wait for you to come back to Boston. But I'd really like to connect with you and come down to Atlanta for the Crossing Rivers.
Can I get one more link too? Because as one hood, we got like a lot of socially conscious, artists and musicians. So you can go to the number onehood.org if you want any information about One Hood or organization. That's onehood.org, the number one. And we got a whole group of artists, young conscious artists that's coming up, and it's making some real good music.
Jasiri, I want one of those One Hood t-shirts, okay? Because I've been seeing those all over the web. I'm like, I want one Hood. I love it. I absolutely love it. Here in Boston, when the whole Boston bombing took place, and they were like, Boston strong, the Dorchester, Roxbury, Mattapan was like, where at? We were, so I felt like, I feel like I connected personally to the One Hood because that's how we were feeling when Boston Strong came out and we were still nowhere to be found. So I'm definitely with that One Hood. I thank you again. I love you. I appreciate you. Go ahead and introduce this No Apology for us. For our community, for our people. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you all. We will see you mañana. Waking Up with Tayla Andre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. News, politics, conspiracies, waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. You know what it is. No apology.
Dear Lord, please forgive us for all the sins we have brought upon us, and look down upon us with forgiveness for all the sins we will have in the future. I know you understand it.
Jasiri?
Yep.
So we're off air right now. I would really like to get some more information as far as media is concerned to attend the Crossing Rivers event in Atlanta.
Yes.
Could you
So I'll shoot you. I have Celeste shoot you the link, and I'll find out. As far as media and how that's going. But yeah, I'm sure that there'll be something. Some type of media access. But yeah, I'll have her connect you with all of the folks.
Okay, thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have an amazing day.
You too.
All right, peace. I thank you. I love you, and I appreciate you. Make sure you go to the website. Check out the album.
We call it the Hawk. It makes you take it to the
Hey, Tanya.
Rest in peace, Robert Taylor Holmes, Ida B. Wells, Cabrini Green, Candyman surviving as hell. Remember Yummy on the cover of Time? He was 11, killed by a disciple like Christ. Hope he in heaven. Parkman into 109th in Indiana, stacking Instagram and dancing with hammers. Police disappearance to where nobody can hear us, torture us. They record the confession through two-way mirrors. They treat us like Al Qaeda. State sanctioned murder was paid by taxpayers. Once upon a time, we even had a black mayor. He suddenly died. They buried him with our dreams no money can buy. There's no apology, not protecting.
so free. Make me go crazy. I'm gonna grab my phone. Heavenly Father, I might be coming home.
I got you.
From the kitchen to the furnace of affliction. What's the charges for committing murder on the system? 50 years after they held the current commission, my generation resisted. Ferguson was redemption. Baltimore exposed the symptoms. Nothing has changed. You can't heal the sickness, handcuffed in the pain. Public enemy, prophets of ways. We don't feel it. Don't let us in the door. It will burn the building. Cause God's murdering children and calling them men. He was 12 at the park. He played with all of his friends. That's why I still commune with the ghosts of Mississippi. Emmett Till sat on my windowsill and spoke with me. He was kidnapped, beaten, shot it and drowned, but rose from the bottom to the top and was found. The American experience for black and for brown. So thank God if you see me and I'm cracking a smile. There's no apology. I'll protect your name. There's no apology. You take your life so free. It's making me go crazy.
I hope you guys have an amazing day. If you missed the show, it's definitely on replay. It's on YouTube. I love and appreciate you. So after this song, we have another minute or so. I'm going to go ahead and go on air, but I need to shut my phone off and save some battery and call those children. Make sure you get your medical marijuana card. Make sure you get your medical marijuana card. You get $25 off if you tell them Tayla Andre sent you. 774-517-5195. Medwell Health at 820 Pearl Street in Brockton, Massachusetts. Tell them Tayla Andre sent you. I'll go ahead and I'll post this on Instagram, Twitter, so you can go ahead. We got 10 seconds. Lord have mercy, Lord of mercy, Lord of mercy. I hope you enjoyed today's conversation. Big City 101.3 FM. Waking up with Tayla Andre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. Really quickly, shout out to our sponsors. And then I'm going to go ahead and play that T.I. track for my baby who said, Tayla, can you play that T.I. track? I never heard it before. Shout out to Medwell Health. Get your medical marijuana card. If you smoke weed, just go ahead and get legal. All right? I'm not even... There's no point in beating the dead horse. 774-517-5195. 774-517-5195. 820 Pearl Street in Brockton, Massachusetts. You'll get your $25 off if you tell them Tayla Andre sent you. Faith's Naturals Beauty. We're going to go ahead and get my baby a store. I'm praying that she gets her storefront so you could just walk into her store and get whatever you need, because everywhere else it's selling out. Make sure you get the pum pum wash. Make sure you get the teeth whitener. Make sure you get the body scrubs. Make sure you get the hair milk for them curls on fleek. Tayla, I ain't got curls, Tayla. If you have locks, she has that. She has an all natural gel. Now that is one of my favorite products. I completely forgot to tell you about the all natural gel she has that works with all types of hair. Aside from that, I want to give a huge shout out to Dr. Sikasa. Go get your colon cleanse. If you have a gut, I had a gut, baby. I went ahead and got my colon clean and my belly went down. I promise, because there is so much nastiness, so much meat, all that red meat you eat, all of that nastiness you eat, all of those genetically modified foods that cause cancer. Go see Dr. Sikasa. She is at 1349 Blue Hill Ave in Mattapan, the Raw Natural Health and Healing Education Center. Aside from getting your colon clean, she'll go ahead and realign your chakras. You'll go ahead and take a picture of what your soul looks like, your aura looks like, and see where your blockage is taking place. Do not forget that Dr. Umar Johnson is coming to Boston. September 24th, Dr. Umar Johnson will be here in Boston, Massachusetts with Dr. Claude Anderson. We're having a real-life conversation when it comes to our finances. We're having a real-life conversation when it comes to our children's education. We're having a real-life conversation about the things that you need to know when it comes to your children, when it comes to your future, when it comes to our one hood community and the things that we need to do in order to improve ourselves so we can improve for the future of our children. Last but not least, I want to give a huge shout out to ZC Boston, 801 Mass Ave, the only place I go for Chinese food, because you're guaranteed to get chicken and not rat. I promise. And it's some of the best sushi you'll ever have. Weekends, they have half-price sushi. And again, that is 801 Mass Ave. They have free parking, free delivery, and guess what? They deliver in the hood, y'all. They deliver in Roxbury. Tell me who else delivering Roxbury. I'll wait. Nobody. Exactly. This is T.I. We will not, for those that are currently on YouTube and Facebook, I cannot play this because we will not be able to play it on YouTube and Facebook, and the show will not be able to be aired for replay at a later date. So please go ahead. Hashtag One Hood. Love and appreciate you. Thank you, Jasiri X. Thank you to the listeners. Thank you to my babies whom I met yesterday, who gave me hugs, who gave me love, who gave me support, who told me, Tayla, keep doing what you're doing, who gave me, you know, I would like to see this kind of change. And I would thank you. I'm all open for all of it. Thank you for all that you do. Thanking me for what I do. I do it for you, baby. Love and appreciate you. Hope you have an amazing day. Mwah. I'll post it online so you guys can get it, because I want this show to be reposted, and I won't be able to repost it if I play that. All right, so love you, appreciate you. I gotta get up out of here. Mwah. Where's YouTube at? Where y'all at, boo? Where y'all at? There you are. Love you guys. I appreciate you so much. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Mwah.